Hi, I'm Elana Meta, and welcome to another Wild Wednesday, bringing to you conversations around intimacy, the word fuck, and living in a body you trust. This week, I am providing you with 5 tips on how to have better sex in 2019. Are you ready? Here we go. Number 1, don't make sex about sex. I really believe that connection that people are really craving is to cuddle, to spoon, to be seen, to be felt. And we put so much pressure on ourselves around performing and making it about sex that we actually don't get to be fully present when having sex. I also invite us to really give value to the foreplay, to warm each other up, especially a woman, because when she is open to that experience, transforms the entire thing once we actually go and have sex. So really explore that range because it is infinite. There are so many juicy pockets that we can drop into if you are patient enough. Number 2, don't make sex about the orgasm. If we are so focused on the climax, on the finale, then we are forgetting about the process. And the process is what I call the feminine energy. The masculine is like the opening and the closing. It's very linear and it's like there and there. And then the mystery, the void, the unpredictable is the feminine, and it is that process. And if we're constantly in it for the climax, then we might be overthinking so many things as a woman or as a man. And I think it's so important that we take that pressure off of ourselves and really allow ourselves to drop into the senses, drop into the experience, and allow the breath to be the thing that we're present with, our movements, our focus, and adding sound into the experience, where the practice is about enhancing our senses and connecting to ourselves and the connection with another, rather than making it about the finale and the climax. I also see that we live in a society that empowers and emphasizes the climatic experience, not putting recognition to the value around the process. So what I'm saying is for us to really acknowledge that these are step by step. So if you can feel yourself on a deeper level, feel safe in your own body to then warm yourself up to have an orgasm at some point, great, but allow yourself to be okay and loving yourself even if you don't have that climatic experience. Be there, present moment for the process. Number 3, make it about connection. Don't have sex just to have sex. We are doing way too much of that. We are fucking things that we don't really give a fuck about. Yet how can we start giving our fuck to the things that we really give a fuck about? So I say that as have power in your determination to have sex, but also add the love to it. Can you have sex and love be at the center? Doesn't mean you have to love the person to have sex with them, yet can you know that you are penetrating love and connection and that form of power in a connection that you're choosing to have and having sex with somebody. So make it about the connection. Make it about love. Make it about a fuck that is generating more love into the world, because we don't need more fucks that aren't giving a fuck about the things that we're fucking. Another way to connect is to bring in your voice and the dialogue, to communicate your pleasure, your desires, what is turning you on, what is not turning you on, and to find that sense of confidence and that stability within yourself to bring that deeper sense of intimacy into the experience, into the dialogue, because there's a dialogue that gets to happen both with the body, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and also verbally. Because when all of those are in alignment and unison together, the energy gets to move in a more freely expressed type of way. There are a lot of us that may not even be able to be present in connection due to how sexualized women are in our bodies, and that can also put us into a role that we think we need to perform and show up and please a man, and it's not about our pleasure. And this is an invitation for us to shift that dialogue and that inner narrative and story together where we are allowing ourselves to be felt and seen for who we are as we are, not as sexual objects, but really allowing ourselves to know that we're all sexual creatures. This is all of our birthright. There is no shame, there is no guilt, there is no punishment around this. And if those are stories that you're telling yourself, I so invite you to choose that you no longer need to live with these stories, and this being the thing that you choose to live with for the rest of your life. I understand that it is an absolute process and it's not a light switch. It's not like, okay, done. It's a process. And the process takes time, but it's also a choice in every moment, and it will take work. So I invite you to examine, where is that work? How can you show up for this work for yourself? Because it is for you. It is for your pleasure. It's you knowing your worth, your value, that you are enough, and you get to fully have that. Number 4, no more porn. It completely desensitizes us from being present in our moment experiences. It brings us in this fantasy land that we think we need to perform a certain way, act a certain way, sound a certain way, be sexy at all times as a woman, and have a high performance as a man, that it completely takes us out of our unique experience of who we are in a sexual interaction. So porn, I would say, is not the place to get your sex education. Look for other sources. Look for tantra teachings. Look for how to move the breath through your body, and start generating your time in getting turned on into something else that turns you on. Find the things that truly turn you on, rather than it being this going outside of yourself and watching other people have sex. What is your way to connect to your own turn on that can be even coming from inside you, like your own body? Being turned on by your own genitals, being turned on by the way that you touch yourself. Allow yourself to be in that moment and stop watching porn, because there is a huge epidemic on porn addiction, and it starts with you and us shifting the way in which we are using our fuck in the world. Number 5. Great segue from number 4. Number 5 is have your own masturbation practice and get super clear on what turns you on. And let's not make the turn on about other people fucking and it being about pornography, but can it be about you feeling your power, you feeling your connection to the earth, to the sky, and feeling the energy that is actually around us, and using that energy that is around us to build that energy in your body and cultivate a new sense of stimulation, a new sense of turn on that gets you off. For example, my greatest turn on is the connection to the moon. I feel that power so deeply in my womb, and I will connect to the energy of the moon in my own masturbation practice, and I will pull that energy up my body all the way from my yoni and building it and bringing up through my sexual channel, and that will give me a climatic experience, because I can feel that the natural power and energy of the moon also lives inside me. And we can also feel this with like fire and water and earth and air, or just connecting our visions and our dreams and our passions, because it's not just, a turn on isn't just about sex and a turn on in that component. It's our sexual channel of being turned on, being awakened and activated with our energy, being turned on of what lights us up, what gets us off and excited to be like, fuck yeah, I'm alive. That is what we're talking about. So to sum this up, on how to have better sex in 2019. Number 1, don't make it about sex. 2, don't put so much focus on the orgasms and accept the process. Number 3, make it about connection. Number 4, let's stop watching porn. And number 5, have your own masturbation practice, knowing what turns you on before you have others attempting or turning you on. So I hope this was helpful. These are definitely the 5 things that resonate with me. I'd be so curious to know if there are others that connect with you, and let's keep this conversation going, because I am inspired to bring the conversations that no one's talking about but everybody's thinking about to the forefront and start normalizing them. So all my love, thank you for tuning in to another Wild Wednesday. I'm Elana Meta, and I adore you.